Right as soon as my dog starts barking.
Welcome everyone to episode 91 of Anime on Draft. Mark, I didn't hit the solo button yet until when you started talking. So,
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure
As
he
soon as the
had
dog
muted.
starts
Let's
barking.
hope. Oops, I guess not.
Oopsies.
anyways, welcome to episode 93 or 91. I don't know how I just randomly added 2 after saying it 2 seconds ago.
Magic.
But this week we have another Modern Times beer, a Goes, known as
The Rose Goes.
the Fruitlands.
It's not the rose goes.
It's not.
Looks like this.
And yeah, it's not backwards like it is on mine probably.
Yeah, that's clear.
And then we have a very exciting episode 11 of The Promised Neverland, as well as some drama-filled episodes of Idolmaster,
So much
episodes
drama.
19 and 20, in our Orishiri segment. So
so drama.
why don't we start off with this Fruitlands? Who chose this? Alec?
I did.
It was you?
Alec
I chose
did.
3 beers, and this is the one that got picked. So, yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
I couldn't find the other 2.
No, you could find
at,
it. You're just a cuck,
My
Mark.
Bevmo.
You're just a cuck.
Ooh, he's a cuck. Well, why don't we open up these Fruitlands?
Is not the color that I expected it to be.
No.
I wanted it to be pink.
I did too, actually. I'm gonna agree.
Not the rose goes, man.
It's not the rose goes. It's super carbonated though.
It is very carbonated.
It's going
very
crazy, going crazy.
Yeah.
So,
really good.
Alec, why did you choose this beer? I know you chose 2 other beers that we end up not finding, but
So it's been pretty hot here lately, and so I wanted something really refreshing. And for me, I think sours are really, really refreshing. Especially when like ice cold, they're just can't beat it. And then something pretty sweet sounded nice too. I don't know if the first one was. The first one I picked was the Game of Thrones, the sour one. That one I picked just because it's a Game of Thrones beer. The next one I picked was raspberry. I like raspberry beers. And then I picked this one because it was the safe pick that I knew everybody would guaranteed be able to get because Modern Times is just everywhere. So
well,
In our region.
I had the Game of
Right.
Thrones like a month ago, so I think I gave it like a 4 or something like that.
I picked one up. The Total Wine and More that I went to had 3 of them, all of them except the Hand of the Queen, the silver one. It had King of the North, Queen of the 7 Kingdoms, and then Mother of Dragons.
I picked up the King of the North one.
Yeah, I got the King of the North and the Queen of the 7. So maybe, who knows, in a couple weeks when Game of Thrones premieres, maybe we'll have a everyone can get a Game of Thrones beer, have a
I
different
mean,
one.
if
Yeah.
you guys want them, there were like
That would be cool.
15 of each at my Total Wine and More, just to the back, full. It was,
Really?
yeah.
The guy at Bevmo was like, "Yeah, no, I haven't seen any in. I think we sold out of them, and I don't think we're gonna get any more." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a bummer." He's
You
like,
know why
"Well,
he
just
said that? 'Cause
call,
he wants the whole
during the
crate."
week, and maybe I'll let you know."
yeah, he's
He's like, they
he's
come in and I buy the whole
stockpiling.
crate and I sell
Yeah,
them for
and then I was like
double.
looking around. I'm like, "Oh wait, there's like 6 of them here in the stout section." I was like, "All right."
This guy,
like-
he's just like, I have.
he's
I
like,
have
"Oh, I didn't
6
know
friends
that."
coming to pick these up tonight.
Yeah, right.
Shit, I'm gonna
He's
have
like,
to
"Oh
tell
fuck,
Stan
that's
that
saving
we're
those."
down
Oops.
one.
Orlando,
now.
did you have
Fucking
the King of the
Stan.
North one? It's the Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I've had a majority of the Game of Thrones beers actually, but on the show, I've only talked about the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. The which one was King of the North? That you said that was a stout.
Imperial
right?
barrel-aged stout.
Stout.
I think the other one I talked about on here was the winter. There was the winter one. I forgot it was like the.
I'm gonna Google them.
It had the. I think it had like a White Walker on
Oh,
the
that one.
the art. Yeah.
The winter is here.
Yes, that's
And
the
then there's
one.
also Fire and Blood, but I don't think those are out anymore.
No, but I
I
have had
think
the
these
Mother
are-
of Dragons, and that one's really good.
I think these are like they like had them and they're just like releasing them now that Game of Thrones is coming out because I was looking it up and I guess they
Right.
released instead of beer this time they released whiskey. There's 8 different whiskeys.
Oh, really?
Apparently
How
there are a
long
lot
have
of-
they been? Did they think about doing this when Game of Thrones first came out?
I don't know.
And maybe
'Cause-
that would have
yeah,
been
'cause-
that'd be cool. I all I saw was the picture and it said they're releasing whiskey and I
Okay.
didn't read much more
They have a
into
beer
it.
called
So.
Yeah,
Bend the
I've seen the
Knee
Johnny
as
Walker
well.
like.
I've seen that the
That
Johnny
one's
Walker
cool. I
White
bought
Walker
that.
White
or
Walker
whatever.
one.
You
Mhm.
freeze
Yeah.
it and it turns all like blue. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
okay. So
That's
there
pretty
there
cool.
other companies are making the whiskeys.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
wait, they're
Omega-
making their own whiskey?
Omega-
It
I don't
takes
think
a while.
Omegong
It
is
takes a while to
making
age
them,
it.
They have different beers though. They have a lot. They
Yeah.
have Bend the Knee. They have Valar something.
Valar Margulis.
I've had the Bend the Knee. That one was good.
Doharis.
I have too.
What is Doharis? I don't fucking watch the
Yeah.
show. Sorry.
It's a character.
So I have, and I know we had this conversation before, but I have the Iron Throne that's been sitting in my fridge,
For
and I had that since the release like 2 years
Drink
ago,
it, dude.
and I'm kind of hoping that it's still good.
Drink it. You should have thrown it
I
in the
probably
freezer.
shouldn't have left it in the fridge, but
Why?
I mean, it was already in the
Yeah.
fridge, so I kind of just didn't want to just take it out and.
Where would
you want to
put
keep it in
It's
like
not
a
fridge.
temperature cooled environment, or not temperature cool, a temperature controlled environment
the
that
fridge.
isn't
Yeah.
humid, not humid,
Yeah, the fridge.
and out of
Yeah,
sunlight.
fridge isn't exactly that place, but
Out of sunlight.
Well, I don't think your house
I
is
hope
very
it's
good
good
for
out
that
now.
either.
The smell
Dude,
it
the smell,
when you
man.
open it.
yeah, as soon as I open it, I'm sure I'll be able to tell. Go pop.
This smells
Yeah,
like
that's not good.
champagne.
Yeah, it smells like champagne. It has the mouthfeel of champagne as well. I took a little sippy.
Yeah.
Smells.
So I've actually had this before on tap a couple months ago.
I think.
This
I think it's like it says tropical fruit on the can, but I know it's like passion fruit and guava, and you can definitely taste
the
both.
guava is for sure
Well, it's
prevalent. Like,
passion
have you
fruit
guys
and
had
guava.
those kern juices? Like the ones in the can?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that
Well,
I remember, at least. I don't know. Maybe.
There's like a guava one, and this one kind of gives off a similar guava flavor. Not as pronounced, obviously, but it's still kind of here.
This kind of reminds me of the Hawaiian like pog, the passion orange guava, that the Hawaiian cans. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you ever gone to like L&L and they have like all the like Hawaiian style.
Oh, those
like
those small
fruit soda
cans. Yeah.
cans.
Mm.
Kind of like the Kearns ones.
I don't know. I can't really
The-
smell it. Ever since I hit my head yesterday, I can't really smell stuff.
Did you go to the doctor?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I
you
can
might
just
want
sort
to
of
go
smell-
get that
I
checked
just
out.
have really bad allergies today.
This is definitely less abrasive than I thought it was gonna be. Usually, these gozes are like for me too sour. This isn't too bad.
This is yeah. It's definitely not what I thought it was going to be. It's very fruity. It's a little bitter, which is not as bitter. Or, I mean, it's more bitter, sorry, than I expected it to be. And then not as sour as I thought.
It's super dry though. It tastes like a really dry champagne.
Yeah, there's like almost no sugar sweetness. It's not even like thick or anything.
So the can
not
says-
syrupy.
It's.
I'm just glad that the fruit flavors are not like super artificial
Yeah.
because a lot of times you tend to get that
610.
with some of these.
6 SRM and 10 IBU, if anyone knows what that means. That's what it says. Passion fruit guava, and then
bitterness
Pilsner
units.
and malted wheat malts.
That's why it's more bitter, I guess.
Yeah.
It definitely still has the farmhousey aftertaste that you would expect from a sour like this, especially one that has like a sort of malty component to it.
Good.
But it's definitely like you said, Drew, not like super sweet or fruity.
No, it's not.
I think, at least for me, being as dry as this is, it helps it a lot, because it's like it is like super refreshing. It's not overly artificial. It's not overly tart. It's just very drinkable, dry, effervescent, and the fruit flavors work well. I was worried. I'm always worried about like tropical fruits like this, especially in a beer of this style. I'm usually wary of them because they usually taste pretty artificial because they're like trying to cut corners and make these fast. But
Right.
we've had the quality of modern times, and we've talked about this for several of the beers that we've had before. They don't really cut corners, and they
don't
just do a
skimp
really
out.
consistent good job of brewing their beer. So I don't like gozes, I don't like sours, as everybody knows, but I'll drink one of these. I'm not gonna drink like multiple in a row, but it is pretty light and refreshing, and it's kind of nice for.
I'm gonna read the back of this
that we're
can.
having.
It's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Fruitlands is tart, fruity, and frighteningly delicious. The sour, salty base beer lays down the funky refreshment, while a heavy dose of passion fruit and guava turns the whole thing into a wall-to-wall tropical fruit fiesta. It's a marvelous mix of elements that collides with your mouth like a fruit-filled asteroid of flavor traveling at the supersonic speed of party. That's literally what it says. The supersonic.
I don't know if
speed
I
of
would drink
party.
this at a party, but I mean, I agree with everything else.
4.8%.
Really?
Funky
this-
refreshment. That was pretty good.
I feel like this is something that you could bring to the beach at a like a day, hang out during the daytime and for like a bonfire.
I would drink it at like a baseball game. It would be good at a baseball game.
Now that I'm having this, I actually had this on tap a week ago. I didn't know it was this beer because I went out with some people and someone was like, they were like, "What kind of beer do you want?" or whatever, because they were buying. I was like, "I don't know." They're like, "Here, try this one." They were like, "It's a sour." It's like, "Oh, I like sours. Let me try that." And I tried it. I was like, "Oh, I'll get that." And they went over and just were like, "Let me get this." Or the waitress came by and she was like, "Oh, 2 of these," or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And then I just drank 2 that night, and apparently it was this because it tastes exactly the same. It's real good.
Nice.
I had 2, maybe 3 that night actually.
This is like I find it very interesting that so the malts are Pilsner and malted wheat, and those are pretty pronounced, but it's just the fact that this is like pretty bitter is what's a little surprising to
It's
me,
probably why
because
Drew
like
likes it a little more.
that's
I like the bitter. I
that-
like the finish.
that's kind of like what makes this stand out a little bit for me. It's not too fruity, it's dry. It looks like it was brewed. It says brewed with passion fruit and guava added. I don't know if they back sweetened it with the fruit because it just says added, but like it's not too
Yeah.
sweet or anything. So like
Secondary
usually when you
fermentation.
back sweeten your brew, it'll have more of the flavor, but this one seems like they brewed it with the passion fruit and the guava, so a lot of the sugars were eaten up by the yeast.
Secondary
so that's why it's
fermentation.
it's more dry.
Did you say they put it in during the dry hop process? Is that what you said?
No, I'm just speculating because it's so dry. Like it seems
Oh.
like they brewed like the actual they actually brewed it with the fruit instead of back sweetening it.
Use it in their mash or whatever.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna go on their website.
I guess I can see that.
if they say anything.
This
Fi-
beer is vegan.
It's 5 ABV, so it's not gonna kill you. Although it might kill me. As you guys know, I haven't drank a lot in the last like month and a half, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But I went and had a beer at Ballast Point the other day. I had 1. No, I had 2, and I was like destroyed. So
What'd you
by
have?
by the end of this episode, we'll see what happens.
Some are saying their website saying the IBU is 17, but the can is saying it's 10. I'm gonna trust the
Interesting.
can. So
Trust the
The big
can.
difference.
new.
What'd you have at Ballast Point, Drew?
I had their Aloha Sculpin because I wanted to try their take on the hazy Sculpin, and it was okay. And they just released a session hazy, so I tried that, and it was better. I liked it better. One of them, the Sculpin is like 7.2, and the session is like 5.2, which is still like high.
It's pretty high, yeah. All right. Well, last thoughts on this beer. We've already kind of said that it's kind of better for like a hot day. I don't would you pair it with the food? I don't know. If I would.
Cheese.
Cheese?
I ate this
feel like we always say
with
cheese.
with pizza. With
Pizza?
I think it had like some smoked Gouda and fig on it, and I
Oh
think it had
no!
some...
You got to differentiate. That is fancy pizza. That is not just
Yeah,
like
that's
your
not-
Domino's
You don't
pizza.
have
Yeah, it was like
Papa John's over
artisanal
here.
pizza. It was good.
Artisanal pizza. Yeah.
And then my girlfriend had like a spicy like sausage pizza, and actually both tasted pretty good while drinking
I was
this.
thinking of a blue
I can see spicy
cheeseburger
being good.
while I
It'd
was
be good
eating
with
this.
spicy. Yeah.
I was thinking a blue cheeseburger. That's
Anything with like a
good.
sharp or biting.
Really sharp
Flavor.
cheese.
Yeah.
An aggressive flavor because this is so crisp and clean. It will cut right through that. So it'd be really.
I think
good.
I would actually like
Yeah.
this with just regular buffalo hot wings. Just the buffalo.
It might be good with that. I can see
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Just
I can see that too.
cool. I don't know. I
cool.
feel it would cleanse it off for each bite. Like mix
Yeah.
with the ranch really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause ranch, not blue cheese.
Alex, since you picked the beer, why don't you start us off with your rating?
Sorry. There we go. Trying to make this shit full screen. I would give it a. I really like. Let me take a sip. Let me take a sip.
Yeah, let them sippies. Two little sippies.
I think it's really good. I like the mouthfeel. The flavor is good. It's not overwhelming. Really drinkable. I think a 4.25. That's what I'm gonna give it. A 4.25.
All right, you got it. It's up there.
All right.
It's permanent now.
4.25.
Can't take it back.
Yeah, I really like it.
Drew?
I think it's good.
What about you,
Me?
Drew? Yeah.
I like it for what it is. Not my favorite style of beer, but I would definitely drink another one. I had to buy a 4-pack of it, so I was like hoping that it would be drinkable. If not, Liz would drink it. She likes these kind of beers. No, this is good though. I want to try it with some fancy cheese. Maybe we'll go out and buy some fancy cheese this week and have it again.
Yeah, you
Report
should.
back.
Give it
but,
Cheez-Its, dude.
I do have Cheez-Its. I was eating Cheez-Its. I made her take them away though because I don't want to be munching on them as
You
we're
just-
kind of recording here. But
Like I'll be just here crunching.
I'll eat the whole box. It's like a disaster for me. Anyway,
dangerous.
I like this. I think it's good. I don't think there's been a modern. Oh no, there was a Modern Times beer that I didn't like. It was that stupid one that we had a while ago. I can't even remember the name of it. Rocklands or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, most Modern Times beers for me are very good. This I will give a 3.75. I think that's the highest I've ever rated a sour, so that's pretty good.
Well, maybe the Duchess. I think he rated the Duchess.
Yeah, that's higher than a 3. Mark?
It's good for me. I did like the
I find something kind of off-putting about this beer, and it might just be like the guava
You're
flavor. Like
off-putting.
I like
Get outta
guava. Like don't get me wrong, but I feel like that like dry bitterness at the end is kind of like, for some reason I don't know. I don't vibe.
Do you
with
like
it.
do you like dry wine, Mark? Like dry white wine?
Not really.
That's what this reminds me of.
This is very like
Yeah.
champagne, like not like sweet champagne or anything. Like very dry.
I mean, I could still drink it, but yeah, I would prefer like a red or something a little, I don't know, a little bitter or
More robust.
yeah, some more flavorings.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, like this is still good, but I think that this is probably my least favorite of the Modern Times beers.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
It's
there's
his
any others that I.
opinion. Just like Drew has his opinion, you have yours.
No, you're not allowed to dislike beers.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I don't
Says
always
me.
dislike a lot of beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it's still good. Like it still has like a lot of flavor to it, which is it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And especially like the first time I had it with pizza and like spicy, and then I also had it with like cheese and fig. So it was really like refreshing.
Fancy pizza.
But like just eating it just drinking it by itself is, I don't know. I feel like there's something like kind of off-putting a little bit. So I'll probably give it like a 3.5.
Yeah, I think this is a beer that would be better paired with something. Just drinking it straight up is a little like, I feel like by the end of this it'll be like, okay, I'm kind of over it, but I think having it as like a palate cleanser or like a refresher is gonna be a much better bet for this kind of guy.
Cool.
This kind of guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
What-
No,
what's
I
up?
was gonna. I forgot. No, go ahead.
So for me, I feel like this is like a little different for me in terms of what I expect from a beer like this, like a goes. I kind of like it though. The bitterness is like a nice little change of pace, and then it still has like the kind of malty aftertaste that I expect from a beer like this, and it's not too fruity or really sweet. I'm not like a big fan of things that are too sweet, but yeah, I think overall this is a solid beer. I'll give it a 4.
Nice law.
As a side note, I'm looking at the Modern Times website, and they have a release calendar on some of their limited special releases, and there is a Fruitlands Rosé edition, and that is with cherries,
seen that.
raspberries, cranberries, and lemons.
That would be
Interesting.
interesting to try.
Also
That does
have
something. That's pretty good.
It's a Berliner, and it is red raspberries, black raspberries, and guava.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be
Uh,
really
like the
tart.
guava. Yeah, I don't
Super
I don't know about the
tart.
guava in there, but
Yeah.
They have a hazy IPA, which has Nelson Eldorado and Equinaut hops. And then another different one that's Amarillo and Simcoe, Citra and Motueka, and then a Nitro Black House with coffee, coconut, and cocoa stout.
Yeah, I saw that. That one looked pretty good. The Dream Speaker's
Times.
the one of the hazies, and I had that recently. That was really good.
Is that the one?
Their brewmasters are crazy at Modern
That's-
Times. They'll just do whatever they want.
That's
I
the
love
one
Yeah,
that was,
seriously.
the hazy or the Citra and Motueka mark. The Dream. It's the Dream Speaker.
Yeah,
Cool.
that one was really good. It had some pretty cool can art too.
It
So
looks pretty cool. It's kind of like crazy.
hmm
Yeah, I like Modern
Dang.
Times.
funky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funky. They have some
real
good-
solid.
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 Good.
All right. Well, speaking of solid, we had a very solid episode of The Promised Neverland, episode
yeah.
11.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened, and
Too much stuff.
a lot of things that we were saying would happen, like, were basically turned on its head. So, in particular, like, I know we had talked about previously the kids, like the younger kids being more involved, but that did happen, but like not in the way we thought it would.
No.
So,
They're
do
already
you guys want to?
involved.
Yeah, they've been involved. So,
They've been
like,
involved for
do you
2
guys?
months now.
What do you guys think about kind of this whole situation where? So this is information that was kept from us, the viewer, in like obviously on purpose to lead us in a certain direction. Like, what do you think about this outcome of how they are going to escape? Anyone?
Anyway,
I'll go. Or Mark. Go, Mark.
I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. That's why, like, I have. It was fun, like, hearing your guys's like your thoughts about what you guys kind of expected. But I knew. I mean, obviously, like I knew, so it's because I read it. But it was still fun, like hearing it. Like I don't want to be that.
So when you
manga
first read
snob.
it, what did you think? Or did you get?
I
to
didn't
so
expect it at
fast
all.
that you didn't read it, or you didn't expect?
No,
it?
I thought she had, like, for sure given up, and Ray was gonna try to pull something, but after, like, the reveal and, like, that kind of flip, it just made like complete sense, because it seemed like it was too easy for her to give up.
It was pretty brutal, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the whole super emotional scene of Emma and Ray kind of, confronting one another, essentially. Because really, Ray didn't really know what was kind of going through her head the whole time. He'd kind of been aloof, ostracized from the rest of the group, whereas she's kind of coming in there and setting everybody up for success, which we now know was kind of on the back of Norman preparing everything from her, which was super excellent. Rolando, too, we talked about in a couple episodes previously the importance of that pen. We still don't really know
Well, they showed
the
the key.
significance of it. They showed the key as well, so there's a couple things going on there that
The key mold.
the sister left for them, which was really cool.
I'm wondering if the pen was just a diversion and the actual.
Oh, I
pen
thought
was
the-
key.
I thought the pen was a knife.
Is it a knife? Did they take it out?
That's what I thought it was.
No, it's just a pen, I think. But I think that they in the manga, I think that they had gone at least a little bit into the significance of the pen, but maybe they will.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It keeps showing up and it's very unique. So I figure that they're going to elaborate on it at least a little bit more. I think the keys were obviously more significant, but I don't know. I found it very interesting that Norman had all of this kind of down and was just like, all right, guys, like, do it. We obviously don't know where he is. We don't know what happened to him. That was such a letdown too. Which he's like, oh, go wait in this room for a second. Then it cuts away, and you're just like, I want to know. And then, like, let me know.
That's what the cliffhanger is for.
Yeah, I know.
Keeps you watching.
I know. But it's hard. It's hard. I want to know more. We talk about this a lot on this show, but it's been a while when I've watched a show, and this is true for a couple of shows this season, where I've just like, give me more. Like, we haven't had that, I feel like, for a long time, and so this show definitely gives me that.
Yeah.
Kind of getting back to it though, I talked about it, like, it was a pretty brutal scene, right? They confront each other, they talk about what's going to happen, he douses himself in lighter fluid and lights the match, and you're just like, man, this is crazy. The look in his eyes is like super intense. Like,
he was like ready to do it. He was about to light himself
like,
on
what
fire.
do you say? It's like six years in the making of planning that.
12 years.
He's
Remember,
like,
he doesn't have any implant.
fetal amnesia. Whatever.
Any planted Molotovs?
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Yeah,
but,
from age 0, he was planning Molotovs.
I like what they did better than I thought. His plan was good, but as he's explaining, like, oh, that sounds really good. Like, let's do this, and then it ends up it wasn't that, and they're cutting off
even better
ears.
plan.
And
Did you think he actually got lit fire at first? Lit on fire?
He got lit, dude.
Yeah, he got lit.
I figured that it probably wasn't going to be that. However, I would have been okay with that. I just think that the outcome that they chose was cooler. I mean, leaving the ear in there, and like, you can see the desperation in Isabella too, because she's like, as long as I get the brain, you're just like, oh shit, she's gonna run in there, dude,
rip him out and cut his head off or some shit.
But
Dude, fucking Galaxy
man.
Brain Phil though.
Fuck Phil, dude. I was so pissed.
All right, before we move on to that, the significance of kind of what happens, like, and how we lead up to this kind of twist, as you would say. So like, the hints have kind of been laid out for us throughout this whole season, and like, you know, like, we kept talking about how, like, some of the younger kids, like, have been showing these reactions on stuff, and it kind of, like, leads you to think, like, oh, maybe, like, they're not, like, so clueless as to what's going on. Like, it's kind of exemplified in this episode where Emma's the one that brings up the fact, like, you know, like, maybe they're not as dumb as we think they are, you know? And I kind of like that they pulled this, because rather than kind of doing the easy thing and, you know, having the main 3 that we think are going to fail just fail, like, we end up pulling the plan off with the younger kids and them being able to kind of do it. Although now we can talk about Phil, who seems like he's always seemed like he's known something, and maybe he doesn't have mental amnesia either.
He don't got baby
like
amnesia.
what do you guys think about Phil, because he is
I think he's still
talking
Galaxy
to Isabella.
Brain.
He's
I
Galaxy.
think he did it on purpose, because he knew that she'd go chasing after him, and he's like, I am a top performer. I have to stay so that all of them can escape, and he did it on purpose. Galaxy Brain Phil.
It's too convenient that he always shows up at like the most opportune time, and we've seen it time and time again. There's something else going on there. What is going on? I don't know, but it is like way too convenient for him to just keep constantly showing up. So I don't know.
We also are forgetting a little bit of the fact that Norman specifically says to Phil, "Take care of Emma for me." So I'm wondering if any of what Phil's actions have to do with Norman.
Maybe Norman told Phil everything, because he's the next Norman of the next generation.
Yeah, because I think Phil was one of the first people to go up to Emma when she was like really down and had her leg broken, and then it was the other two like other boys. So I definitely think there's some significance to Phil being there, and
went up to her and
he
was
like you said, he's always around for like these really important moments.
Maybe he knew Norman's plan, and he went up to her and was like, "This is what Norman told me. I'm Phil, the galaxy brain." And then she was like, "Oh shit, bro, go bring the other kids. Let's do this shit."
I mean, like so look, what does it mean for the future now that the rest of the kids are leaving, the older kids, and Phil is still there with, I'm assuming, the babies, because
He's planted to save the next generation and destroy the house.
Speaking of the babies, like we know Gilda was sent to get the babies. I don't recall seeing Gilda with the group.
I didn't see anyone with babies.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for too, but I didn't see anything. So
Yeah.
So
He's
like,
trying to save the
rip
next
babies.
generation.
are we
They're in the
being
house
baited
now.
right now with this cliffhanger? Is Phil just buying time so that the babies can be saved, or is he just galaxy braining everybody right now?
yeah,
He's galaxy braining the writers. They don't even know what he's gonna do. He just kind of does shit, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
He writes
wow.
himself.
Phil surprised me.
He writes himself.
They come back the next day, like, what's all this extra? What the fuck?
that's
Oh my
actually
God.
what the pen is for. That's
It's
Phil's.
Oh, that's
pen.
Phil's
It's
brain.
Phil's writing pen.
we also we don't know like the timeline on like when these different things are happening. So like him going up to Isabel can be totally different from where they are, as opposed to like it cuts from scene to scene. So we don't necessarily know where they are at that point. It's assumed that while they are about to get up on that wall, that's when she approaches Isabella, but we don't know that. So I mean, it could be setting something up to save the kids or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, they also like never really explained what their plan was after getting on the wall, because they said that
I was
they
expecting them to
had a
start
plan for
chucking
getting on the-
Molotovs or something.
like they have a plan to escape after, or to get over the cliff somehow,
No, they
or
said
the
they have to
tunnel,
go through
but they
the-
never really said.
They have to go through the bridge.
Yeah, near headquarters.
Yeah, they have to
or
go
whatever.
to where the bridge is through,
'Cause all
like
the walls
on the wall, I
intersect,
guess.
right? They're
Yeah.
at one point
It's
they
a,
intersect.
it's a
and-
hexagon
yeah.
or whatever.
And then off of that,
um,
there's a cliff, so they can meet at that one part and go.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they
Yeah,
know how to
I
start
don't
a
want-
fire.
I don't know if I want to bring this up, guys, but there's only one episode left.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man.
What do you
And
think
they're
is
not
gonna
come out with
happen?
The second season, it's all just. To get
What are,
us to read
what
the
what are your
manga.
predictions? What are your predictions?
Everyone dies.
Okay.
No, I feel like that's a cop out. They won't do
No,
that.
I don't think so.
I mean, they might lose some people, but
Just the
I don't
the
know.
babies. They're burning right now.
I just want to know what happens with Phil.
What about
I
Norman?
want to know if I need to be mad at him or if I like, nice Phil, good job.
Way to go, Phil. Way to galaxy brain again, you little genius. I don't know.
Yeah.
Baby genius.
I haven't really thought about what's gonna happen, to be honest. I'm just kind of like, what's gonna happen? I want to know.
It's a good ride to be on though. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Man, only
focus.
one episode left. That's crazy.
Yeah.
don't know.
Mark's like,
Is
I'm
this
not gonna
about
say
where you
anything.
thought it would end, Mark, from the source material, or
Yeah.
this is where you thought it would get to? Yeah.
Yeah.
How far?
I
are
thought
you?
there was, for some reason, I thought there was 2 episodes left. And I was wondering, I was like, wait, so now where are they
Do
gonna
you know
stop?
what happens, Mark? Do you know what happens?
Of course, you know
Do
what
you know what
happened.
happens, Mark?
No, I have the opposite of infantile amnesia.
All right.
I
He just forgets
can't-
the endings of all like
far have
important
you-
things.
Red.
I don't know. That's hard to say. I don't know like what chapter number. I haven't read the past like 6 chapters. I kind of stopped reading for a little bit.
Oh, so it
But
gets boring.
I am
All right, good to know.
Definitely like well ahead. No, it's not that it was boring. There was a lot of text, and I think like for like 2 weeks in a row, I just didn't really feel like reading full on novel text in a manga.
Yeah.
That'll
He just likes the
happen. That'll
pictures
happen to
because
you.
like he's just like, I can't really read
Yeah.
this, so I'd rather have
Yeah.
the pictures to do all the explaining.
Yeah, any word that's more than like 4 letters, I can't read it. So
He just guesses. He's like, maybe that makes sense there.
things are getting confusing. I don't know. I just didn't like. For some reason I just didn't feel like getting into the story time plot. But I mean, it was still good. It's still really good. So
All right.
Adventure time,
Cool.
story time plot.
First time, long time.
First time, long time. All right. So moving on to our Orashiri segment, we've got episodes 19 and 20 of The Idolmaster. So episode 19 is a Takane episode. I know Drew's not a fan of her, but Mark is. And then episode 20, it leads into episode 20's main crux, which is something we've been hinted at this whole season, which has been Chihaya and what happened with her little brother and kind of all that. So, Alec, let's start with you. What did you think of these episodes?
Thank you for smile. That's pretty much what I thought. I mean, the first one, I don't know. It was the same kind of typical like villain shit. It was a little annoying, but I just kind of got bored, to be honest, with the first one. The second one, I thought was a little more funny than it was supposed to be at sometimes, and I just thought it was kind of dumb, and I got annoyed. So that's kind of what I thought about it. And then at the very end, I just couldn't take it seriously anymore with the "thank you for smile." It, like we were talking about earlier, it just yanked me completely out of the show. So, like, I really liked the song at the end. They started singing that. I was like, all right, I'm really into this episode now. Okay, cool. I'm feeling the emotions. This is cool. Awesome. Oh. All right, well, I'm going to just turn this off because fuck that shit. So, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Although I do like the little comment, apparently everyone is a judo master. I thought that was pretty funny. So, whoever wrote that. Good.
Speaking of the judo masters, that was episode 19. I know we've got two differing opinions on Takane. So, Mark, what did you think of that episode?
I liked the episode. I thought it was fun. I mean, the like kind of like the stuff that happens is, it's predictable for sure. Like I kind of knew what was gonna happen. Is like, oh, she's gonna get caught, or if it's gonna be like this really insignificant reason why she's kind of keeping like a secret, but everybody's gonna kind of blow it out of proportion or get really concerned. Like, that's kind of been happening in previous episodes. You know, that they're young, you know, teenagers, so they like think that some little thing that, you know, goes wrong is like a way bigger problem.
Blown out of proportion.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Wow.
Yes.
Take that wisdom. Take that wisdom, chat.
Yeah, that was something. I mean, but I liked the episode. I liked Akane. Like, I like her character. She's kind of funny. She's entertaining.
I found it boring.
And then, well, I don't know. I like the character, so.
Yeah, I kind of liked when they're like, oh, she said she's from the old capital, so she's from Kyoto.
It was Kyoto,
and then
yeah.
She spoke with her like very high class, like old Ojo-sama way of speaking, but with an Osaka accent. Oh, my webcam cut out. Okay. Well, chat, you can still hear me here.
Oh fuck, that's.
So I'm going to keep giving my opinion.
I can hear him in the source.
Okay, Alec, relay to them that I'm going to keep giving my opinion while I get this working again.
Okay, he's gonna keep giving his opinion while he gets this working. So I'll react, but you guys just go ahead, Rolando.
They're not gonna be able to hear me unless they turn their stream audio on.
If you turn the stream audio on, you can hear him.
Yeah. So what I was saying about Takane was, it was funny that she had like a Kansai accent while speaking in the way she was like her, you know, kind of upper high class Ojo-sama speak, and it kind of sounded funny, but I thought it was kind of cute. So yeah, while I get this set up, can you tell Drew what did he think? Wait, hold on. I can't get what he thought about it yet because I need to be able to hear him.
Yeah, he needs to be able to hear you. So technical difficulties.
One second.
I can change scenes
don't use Windows 10. It's a very
Windows 10. I like
Yeah,
Windows 10.
Windows 10 has blue screened on me like 3 times in the
Really?
last week.
I've
Yes.
been using 10 for a while now. Never blue
Yeah,
screen.
I've been using it for a while too, but
just
with
got
the
a
latest
factory reset.
update, it's been blue screening for me.
Do that factory reset life, you know.
But yeah, the latest update for Windows 10 has started giving me blue screens whenever I have Skype open.
Rough. That sucks.
All right, let me get this open again, and I should be able to hear Mark and
All
Drew.
right, what else can we eat with this beer? What sounds good now that you're drinking it, and I'm hungry, so I'm assuming you guys are probably a little hungry. So what sounds good? What sounds good with le beer?
Lay beer.
Korean barbecue.
They cannot be heard on the stream, so just gonna point that out.
You can't be heard on the stream. It's just
So
being
just gonna,
raw, though.
yeah. So you
'Cause this
relay
shit's
what they're saying.
Well, so
You relay what they're saying.
You're saying kimchi, Mark? Kimchi sounds good. I'm gonna have to relay everything everyone is saying. So just talk, and I'm gonna do the
Right.
best I can, guys. I'm trying. This is.
It's gonna come back in a second. Split second.
Rolando's back.
Or spicy
there we go.
Okay,
sounds good.
Mark's
Stream
back.
can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, they can stream.
Yeah,
Stream
yeah.
can
Yeah,
hear you.
Yeah.
Strim is go.
Stream
So,
is go.
Stream is.
Let me get
go.
my webcam back up.
He's getting his webcam.
He's-
But
But
you
you
were
guys-
saying, Mark.
You
saying.
say?
Yeah, Korean barbecue. We're talking about Korean barbecue.
Yeah, Korean barbecue.
That sounds good. That sounds very, very good.
Yeah.
Get some spicy chicken on that grill. Maybe get some bulgogi. Get some
I'm thinking
prime rib.
some
My
of that
mouth is watering.
I'm thinking some of that spicy squid, dude, that they cook in the little like the tin foil.
I like
Man.
that.
Who wants to
like
go get
that.
Korean barbecue after this?
I
Let's
know,
go.
right?
Let's go. It'll just be a quick
can all
drive.
just-
It'll be a quick drive for you. We'll just
We
do
can
it
all
via
just
Skype.
be on Skype. Yeah.
Hey, how's it
They're
going?
on
Oh,
different
doesn't this
restaurants.
look good? Doesn't this look good, right? You see that cooking? Oh, nice.
We can feed each other through Skype.
Got him.
Well,
Hey, he's
now
back.
that this is back. So Drew,
Talk about Takane.
what did you think about Takane and her episode?
You might find this a shock, but I actually like this episode. I thought she had like a good character development where she just wasn't this like stupid, stuck-up, annoying person. She actually like had development, and we found out a little bit more about her. Even though I guess her persona is to be like this secretive, like high Ojo-sama or whatever.
She's mysterious.
high.
Mysterious, yeah, and super high for sure.
Yeah,
But
I know
no, I liked the episode. I thought it was good. I liked the conflict that they created, although it was predictable, kind of like what Mark was talking about. But I mean, it fits, right? It's like something that you would, I guess, somewhat find reasonable or whatever you want. Because I mean, from the actions that we're seeing from Kurai Pro or whatever they're called. They will do kind of any underhanded thing to get against Namco Pro, so it's definitely realistic from what we've seen before, and I thought it fit pretty well, and the way that they wrapped it up and tied it up was pretty excellent. Despite everyone being a judo master, I don't think everybody should have been a judo master.
Well, she had a little help.
There you go.
Yeah.
She just.
He was holding on to his legs, or producer was holding on to the guy's legs, so she had some help.
That's one thing I'll say though.
Brown belt, not a black belt.
That's one thing I'll say though, is that as more episodes go on, I hate the producer more and more. He's just like the fucking worst.
He was
so
pretty.
bad.
He was pretty incompetent.
He's
in
incompetent
both episodes.
Every episode.
He
Just every
always
episode
says,
is so
like,
frustrating.
You can rely on me, trust me. I'm there.
And the
to
only
help
one-
you, but he doesn't do anything.
the only
that he
one,
makes
the only one that
excuses.
actually trusts him is freaking what's her name? Forehead.
Forehead.
Oh,
Yori?
Yori, yeah.
And Nikki too, because she's
yeah.
in love with him.
Because
but-
he's her honey.
Yeah.
He literally blames Takane for everything that happened. He goes, "Oh, if I would have known you were feeling this
No,
suspicion,
no.
I would have never let you walk home by yourself."
That's not how it actually went. He just said, "No, like you need to be able to trust me more."
Rolando's back.
In terms of all that, he didn't say this is your fault. He said, "Oh, if you just let me know that you felt like you had this intuition that someone was watching you, then I could have made sure that we took more precautions. He wasn't saying this is your fault.
It's still a cop out. He's still a big bitch.
That's not what he said though.
I think he has to be incompetent, to be honest, so it doesn't really bother me, because otherwise the girls of the show wouldn't be able to like solve these problems for themselves
On their own.
find these outcomes that people want to
Or
watch
they could just be
producers,
successful.
like, oh, I fixed the situation because that's my job and I'm competent. It's like, well, that's not very fun to watch. We might as well just watch the news. Well, no, never mind. Forget I said that. That's not.
Yeah, the thing about these shows is a lot of it is really dependent on the characters and how they grow, and it's a lot easier to show how they grow from kind of being an incompetent group into a more competent one than it is for them to just be successful from the start.
Yeah.
And like, where do you go from there? Because at that point, it's kind of like, well, they're popular idols and we don't know what to write about. It's going to be your typical, who's the rival group? What's going to happen? That kind of deal. Whereas like, at least with this one, all of them are kind of like these homegrown idols, and the producer sucks because he doesn't know what he's doing. And he has to grow from that.
Yeah.
Kind of the theme, I guess. Well, what did you guys think about Chihaya's episode and her thanking everyone for Smile?
It was a pretty heartfelt episode. It was actually kind of sad, or tragic at least, I should say. Super unfortunate that these other companies would really go that far in order to try to take down another company. Like, that's super fucked up. Especially gonna just like I was gonna say fake news, but literally just
it's tabloid news.
Yeah.
Right. So like, it was really unfortunate for Chihaya, but I'm glad she was came through.
She was at the forefront of that brutal assault by them. But at least Jupiter is kind of showing like that they don't want this to happen, but at the same time, their head CEO or whatever you want to call him, the head producer or whatever, he's just a total asshole. Like, he does not care what happens or who gets hurt, and he's just going to try to make his company look the best, which obviously makes him a good villain. But at least we see some humanity from the other group, and they're not like just really, really dumb like we said a few weeks ago. It was like they're just that ignorant that it's like this is going on in the background, and so it's like it always consistently is happening to Namco Pro, and they are benefiting from it. It's like let's wake up, sheeple. Something's probably going on there.
Right.
But it was, and I'm sure we'll expand upon this a little bit more, but it was like super good. We have the touching scenes with Haruka, the girls kind of coming together with Chihaya, especially when they need to bail her out from kind of choking at the very end. And then, they're all singing together. The song, the animation's done really well. The song is like, is bumping. And then just they hit you with those English lyrics and you're just like, I don't like this anymore.
Let's talk about that, though, because like, obviously we're native English speakers, and they do like to put English in random songs in Japanese.
I don't understand that. Why?
It's like a popular.
Yeah, I mean, it's a popular thing to do, but like being a native English speaker, you get taken out of the moment because you're just like, what is this English? Thank you for Smile. What?
Yeah.
It just like really pulls you out of it, out of a otherwise very like strong emotional climax.
Yeah. I couldn't help but laugh. Like, and I was like, I was really into it. I was like, oh man, like this is actually really touching and sweet.
Well, and they flash back to like the little brother and her when they're younger, and you're like,
she's there in the crowd.
This is good. And then bam,
they hit you with that "Thank you for Smile," and I was like,
and you're like,
oh fuck.
And it's not even like at the moment where you think it's coming. They do it like right before Chihaya even comes into the chorus. You're just like, what? You're like, wait, what? And then she comes in, and it's all like, it's like an impactful like
Yeah, and she sings her part.
solo
finally
part,
singing, yeah.
and then you're just like thinking about like, did they just fucking pull that right now? And then
Well,
she
they-
ends with it, and you're like, what? Like you just can't help but laugh.
They sang because they sang it a couple times in it, right? The "Thank You" for
Yeah.
Smile, yeah.
And you're just like, oh man.
I was hoping they would finish that part with just something really good and then cut it off. No.
Oh well.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, it does, I feel like it would make sense, for native Japanese speakers to just hear like in English, and it's like, oh,
You're like,
thank
oh,
you
like
for
it's random
smiling,
English. We don't know what that really. We know what
Yeah.
smile and thank you.
I know what
is,
smile means and thank you.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's nice.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It happened though. It was there.
it was.
it did.
You didn't imagine it.
No, it definitely didn't.
I wish I did,
No.
but
Can't win them all, Mark.
I know.
Well-
I mean, it was good though. It was a good song.
Overall,
it.
though, what do you think about Chihaya's arc? Because like it's kind of culminated over like a few episodes.
It's
Eh?
it's kind of like she is so alone. Like she feels like she doesn't really have family. Her family's splitting up. She's basically putting her all into the company and into herself being an idol. So imagine like it must have been tough when she notices like some of the other girls don't seem like they're putting as much effort as she might have been. Because she like this was kind of all she had. And that breakdown that she had after the tabloid came out, that's like she just went back to zero. Like she literally had or she probably felt like she had nothing at that point. So I kind of I really felt for her. It's really unfortunate that somebody would take advantage of that. But I liked her arc. I really like her character now.
Drew, Alec.
Her character, to me, I think it's like very cliche, but overall, I mean, it's good. I don't really like her character that much, but not because of all the emotional baggage and stuff that she brings. I just think she's very one-dimensional. Other than all the stuff she has going on in the background, she sings. That's what she is. Any other things that they show her in, like when she's on that Sunday morning news show deal that they have, she's very one-dimensional, except when something goofy happens, and then maybe she laughs. But other than that, she's very boring, very stiff. The cooking show, she's very basic. It really takes Haruka to pull her out of her shell to become an actual functioning human or a functioning character. And to me, that's not. She's just basic to me. But in terms of storytelling, I feel like it was a good arc because, like you said, it's been kind of culminating over the last few episodes. So overall, I mean, she's a decent character, but she's just very basic, I'll say.
I want to comment on that, but Alec, I want to hear your opinion first.
I mean, I don't know if I really have much more of an opinion than, I don't really I kind of agree. I don't really find it very exciting. I think this episode, I got annoyed actually during this episode because the whole thing at the door with Haruka, I don't know. I got annoyed by both of them, and I was just like, I don't like this. It's kind of stupid, and I wish they would just cut this scene already and shut the fuck up. Sorry. And so it just kind of got annoying. I did like the ending until the thank you for smile, and but otherwise, I mean, her character is kind of just blah to me. I don't know why that keeps making freaking noise, and I'm sorry, but
All right. Well, what I kind of want to say, to comment on those sentiments, are what we've seen from Chihaya has been very one-dimensional, but I think that's a byproduct of where she is as a singer, an idol, and as a person. So she's kind of been imprisoned by her obligation that she feels to become a singer for her younger brother. So she's still kind of trapped in the past. And it's not until this moment where everything is brought to light that she's forced to become a singer because it's what she wants to do, and not because she feels obligated for like the legacy of her younger brother.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so I think in the coming episodes, if I remember correctly, like you'll see a lot more from her than being, I need to sing, you know, like that kind of thing. Like, why are we doing all this other stuff? I just need to sing, because she was still kind of trapped in a box in that
makes sense.
In that sense.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, especially for the future episodes. Like, hopefully we'll get more out of her, you know, interacting with the other members too, because I'm sure she'll feel like, you know, she is able to connect with them now, especially after, you know, them all coming together to kind of help save her. So yeah, that's exciting, at least.
Yep. I think these 2 episodes were a bit better than what we talked about last week. Because last week was kind of a more back to the first half of the season where it was just, you know, episodic. But
Yeah.
I think so, like it's gonna be a lot more. There's gonna be a lot more in these last I think 4 or 5 episodes. I think
4, I think it's 24.
5.
5 episodes. So
Because
yeah,
I was gonna ask you guys.
Oh, right.
Most of the season finales are next week. Do we want to bust out 5 episodes? I know that's a lot of Idolmaster.
we would have finished it if we didn't.
We missed one week because of
week.
the Crunchyroll.
The Crunchyroll thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Do you guys want to? We can talk about it more later, but I don't know. I feel like just finishing it, but it's up to you guys.
It is up to you guys, but I think we're gonna have 2 weeks of a kind of in between the seasons.
Yeah,
So-
we also haven't done a preview for next season yet, so I mean we can do that.
That might end up taking a long time though. So we'll discuss it and see what
Yeah, we'll talk about it more.
what happens there. But I mean, I'm fine with finishing it next week or splitting it up. I think it evenly distributes to the next 2 being something, and then the last 3 are grouped together. So
like a full arc thing.
yeah,
Okay.
so we'll see.
For
I'm gonna look
the
at
whole group.
I'll look at the synopses of each episode and kind of give a
Cool.
I don't know, my opinion.
Okay.
All right, so moving on, we've got a couple other shows. So Kakegurui, we didn't talk about this last week because Drew wasn't here, but it's kind of, there was the finish of the tower. And basically, you know, there's a lot of Yuri symbolism. Literally, the Yuri flower.
They are in a field of
Yuri
lilies.
You guys find that the past like 2 arcs of Kakegurui have been more explanation of the games than the actual games themselves?
Yeah.
It's just
Actually,
like
yeah.
They wrapped that tower game up pretty quick, huh?
Quick. Same with the one before it too. The one before it
Yeah.
was like really fast as well.
it was just like all explanation and then like the explanation, like the post explanation of the game. But like the game itself didn't take that long, and I just lost the game.
Fuck.
But I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? The meat of the game
totally.
wasn't very much. It was.
I felt like it was kind of stupid, that tower game, because as soon as they said that the numbers changed and then there was a wall where the door used to be, I'm just like, oh, so everything rotated. That was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, okay,
oh,
so
like
if
the
you
whole
just
thing's
went that
rotating
way,
too? All right.
the door is over there. So if you like think about it's going to rotate again, you just go to the complete opposite side and then you can go into the staircase. That was the first thing that popped into my head last episode.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, there's got to be something at the very center of it. There's probably a staircase that's going to lead to the very top. Like, and yeah, lo and behold, that is what happened. I was like, all right.
I think that episode was more geared towards like the relationship between the student council president and the secretary and kind of setting that up. Obviously, we have the very phallic symbol that Yumiko calls to attention, and then obviously the symbolism of falling into the field of Yuri or
falling
lilies.
into Yuri, dude.
Yeah, so I think that was important for that. We learned a little bit more about her, the secretary character, which is interesting. You know, logic versus illogic, which kind of defines the president and Yumiko. So I felt that was good. The next episode's kind of weird though. The 100 auction.
Yeah.
But I not to like expose on it and like go like too deep into it because it's pretty basic at what happened. But man, the character design in this show is so good. Like
It is.
the Batsubami Bami reveal, and him like throwing his gloves and like slicking his hair back and stuff. That was so cool. That was like, it was super hype. So I just wanted to like, we said that I think when we started talking about season 2, but man, the character design as well as like some of the faces that those guys do is like out of this world.
Batsubami's actually a girl though.
Is she okay?
Yeah.
No, that's what I
wasn't
figured too.
I was actually
yeah.
gonna ask you guys in like the chat and say, you know, is Batsubami?
I kind of had that. I kind of
Couldn't
had that inkling as he or she was like interacting with some of the other like female students, like when they offer him like the poker chips and stuff. So I had that kind of inkling. But man, super cool reveal. Just goes to show you that money can buy you anything, including your freedom from whatever she's being trapped with in the other
family.
Or
I have a feeling that's something Yumiko knows because she's technically a part of that Bami family.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that like she will pull out the gambler in anybody, like with any means. So she's just like, you want to get out of debt? Well,
here's you know 3 billion.
Here's your way
here's your
out.
money. Now I want you to gamble your
Start
votes.
some madness. Yeah, I love that. Like
That's what
seriously, she was just giving money to just start this crazy, like this chaos, which is awesome.
Well, and that's totally what she is in her alignment. She's totally chaotic neutral. She is like just wants to stir shit up. She's not good. She's not evil. She just like wants to bring out, you know, that in everybody, which is super cool. She's a really cool character. I really like her.
Yeah, she was like, what's the guy Kosei, the guy friend? He was like, we don't want you to get poisoned again, and she was like, oh, that would be exciting. Like,
that's like one of my fond memories.
That was a great memory. Like,
he's like,
you almost died.
She's like, yeah, that was great.
What a cool show.
Yeah, good times, right?
What good characters. Like, despite, like, the lack of, like, how the games have been recently, like, the characters are, like, really cool. They're really fun to, like, watch their interactions.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree.
I agree as well. Well,
I actually got my brother to watch Kakaguri. We watched a couple episodes yesterday.
Oh, nice. What do you think?
Good one.
He likes it. He thinks it's weird, but it's funny, is what he said.
Yeah.
I know my
Like,
sister's seen it.
It's really good.
So I don't know if she's seen the second season at all, but she's been. I know she liked the first season.
Nice.
All right, so moving on, Kaguya wants to be confessed to. We're on the second and last episode, so we've got we've got more Hayasaka in this episode for sure, and then we've kind of got the start to this whole fireworks festival. I had to remember exactly what happened because I was reading the manga this morning and was like, I really hope I don't forget what happened in the episode. But yeah, fireworks and Hayasaka. So what did you guys think about this episode?
I love the ramen god. It was so funny.
Those guys actually show up again. Like I was reading the manga, I was like, "Oh fuck, it's the ramen dudes." But yeah, they show up again later.
That was so good. They're just like, oh, like here comes this cute girl. Like she knows nothing about ramen,
and it becomes like super sports. Like it's like kaiju, or kaiji, whatever that mahjong gambling anime. Like they made it super like in your head, like, oh, like she doesn't know what she's doing. She's
like analyzing everything.
Yes.
It was super good. The mini ramen was dope. Gonna have to try that next time because apparently that's the way to do it. But I mean, the rest of the episode, I kind of wrote this too, but it's like kind of standard fare. It's kind of what to be expected, but not to say that it's not entertaining. I want to see more Hayasaka because I like Hayasaka. I think she's a really good character. You know, Kaguya trying to figure out Twitter, and I think Hayasaka says it best, like, oh, so you're waiting for him to make the first move? How's that worked out for you, you know, before? Like, oh wait, it hasn't. Like, come on. So
good.
I like her.
Yeah.
Hayasaka is the best.
She's a good character.
I think so. If we end around chapter 60 in the next episode, which it might, like, I feel that's what they're gonna do. So the beginning of the next episode should be the continuation of this whole fireworks thing that they promised to go to, and then probably end on chapter 60, I think. There is like a little part in between where there's a little bit more of Hayasaka, but I don't know if they're gonna show it or if that's gonna end up being like an OVA.
Either way.
I hope they do, because she's a
Either way
really
would be
good character.
cool, having both. So
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So the quintessential quintuplets. We didn't talk about this last week.
I'm gonna go to the restroom.
All right, Alex can go to the restroom since he's not watching watching this show. So Drew, I know you have something to talk about with these.
Yeah, I mean, you called it like weeks ago. He's gonna wear the blonde wig, and then Nino's gonna see it, and she's gonna get all enamored. His name is fucking Kintaro.
Yeah,
Gold Taro or whatever the.
Yeah.
It's like give me a break. It just makes me I still really like the show. I still think it's good, but man, it makes me sad for the genre when it's just like you just throw that out there, and that's exactly what happened. We also kind of figured out that it's like, there's going to be conflict because someone's going to want to dance with him at this bonfire, and it turns out it's going to be more than just one of them. So there's going to be, that huge conflict kind of coming up. But I mean, I don't know, it makes me sad that it's like that predictable, but and the animation is still like totally ass.
Yeah, their faces like change in almost
so
every
bad.
scene, and it just
So
completely throws me off. It's like
but
one scene they'll be drawn really well, and then the next scene for some reason they just look a little bit different. I'm just so confused. Dude.
But if they show
Did
if they show any thighs or chest, then it's animated properly.
Did you guys notice that, not in this episode but the episode previous, that they had a lot of Chinese animators? So they're outsourcing a lot of this. So in the credits, they had a lot of Chinese names.
Interesting.
So they're outsourcing a ton of it. They're probably way behind.
If we all know
I
what
don't know.
outsourcing the animation to other studios is from Shirobako, we know that it's not good.
It's not good.
Not good at all.
It is
When you get to that point, you're like playing catch up, but you're just already way behind.
Yeah.
Well, and then even in the scenes that are like trying to be drawn well, like the one that I'm thinking of is when they're in the igloo. And the way that they decided to draw Miku at the end, when they like zoomed in on her face, it was like a still shot, but like her mouth was moving. I was just like, this is really awkward. What is going on?
It's just funny because like you have a show that's like Dororo, and that's like a very simpler animation style, but like they do it, like they animate it like very well. There's still like they still have a lot of preparation for everything and do the animation.
It still looks like very artistic, even though the animation, like you said, it seems simple, but
the thought in the back of my head is like, just think about if like Shaft animated this, because they animated Nisekoi, and it's like the same sort of deal that we got going on here, right? But the quality is just like so high, and I'm like, if this show had Shaft level animations, like, it would be amazing.
I even think if it was like something like A1 Pictures.
Yeah.
A1 Pictures seems like this would be more their type of show. I don't know if this would be
Really,
a Shaft
though,
show. Because Shimpo's direction style doesn't really fit this specific harem rom-com, whereas like it does fit Nisekoi a bit more, because that one had like a
though they tried to fucking Nisekoi.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I'm just thinking like in terms of like quality levels.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I will finish it.
Yeah.
I want to know what happens, but at the end of the day, it won't get another season. We'll forget about it, and it'll fade into mediocrity.
Yeah, I was really, expecting them to, make Nino a more likable character, but I hate her even more now.
Nino.
She's literally at the bottom of the list for me. Like she has shown in the last couple episodes that she's literally just superficial.
She's shown
like, yes, she cares about she cares about her sisters, but she has shown from, being a little bit more tolerant of fucking Futaro. She has shown
not
that,
Kintaro, dude.
Yeah, she has shown that like, I care about these looks, and like I don't care like if he's this way or that way, as long as he like fits the way I like the way he looks. It's just like, okay, like Great, you're just
Well, and
superficial.
even like she even has faults with him, but she's still like lazy. Like, oh, he's not very manly. He's like running away, but she's like still obsessed with it. It's like,
Yeah.
give me a break. Give me a break.
I don't know. Like that really tanked her character for me. But I mean, whatever. Like
Whatever.
This is like has devolved into a typical harem rom-com for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it really
we
is.
could make probably 2 predictions, and probably one of them will happen.
Well, I mean, my prediction still stands that Itsuki is going to be the main girl, and that she's going to be the one that is in the picture.
And what I was gonna say too, because I like the opening, so I was listening to it, and I actually read the lyrics, and like one of the lyrics is like, it starts like, I started off hating you, but now I love you. So it's like that. It's not gonna be Nino, because Nino's, she's just an idiot.
Yeah, she's too superficial.
It'll be
Yeah.
she'll come to
That
the
makes sense,
realization, or then like he'll like fall over her, and then she'll blush, and then they'll hold hands and dance, and it'll be all
Yeah.
good.
And she's dressed up like Ichika right now, but
Yeah.
it's not like it's obvious that that's a different voice or anything.
I know, right?
He's just fucking slow as fuck.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Anywho.
gaming. Drew, you are doing gaming and DDR and sushi, all that shit.
Yeah, so I'm on the second disc, the 2.8 disc before Kingdom Hearts 3. There's 3 games. I think 2 of them are movies, or at least no, 2 of them are games. One's the prequel to 3, with Aqua. The one I'm on right now, though, is Dream Drop Distance. They introduced a bunch of new mechanics to the game, which are kind of interesting, but I hope they don't incorporate them into Kingdom Hearts 3, because I just want it to be like a Kingdom Hearts 2, but just like a little bit better. Some of the mechanics have you like free running, and like there's there's like a Pokemon aspect.
The pet thing.
Free
is-
running.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I don't even want to do any of them. I just want to like beat the game. So I took a break from it because I burned myself out from Kingdom Hearts for a little while. So I'm gonna take a couple weeks off from that. So working on it. We're getting there.
Maybe I'll catch up by that point.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a lot.
It only takes an hour to beat a world in Kingdom Hearts 2, even on critical
Yeah.
mode. Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's faster on critical mode because you do more damage.
Right.
You just can't
Yeah,
get hit by
it's-
anything.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, like I thought I was gonna have more issues with it playing on Proud. It wasn't that bad. It's the other games. So like once you get into Birth by Sleep, it's kind of a pain in the butt until you like learn the good command melds to have, and then the game becomes a lot easier. But I actually really enjoyed that game despite the poor battle system. But I don't know, it was pretty good. DDD is interesting, so I don't know. We'll go from there. But next, Overwatch League Season 2 playoffs of Stage 1. The finals happened today. It was the Vancouver Titans, who were undefeated in Stage 1, versus the San Francisco Shock. The Titans went the games went the distance, all 7 games. It was first to 4, with the Vancouver Titans winning. The 7-0 rank or record that they had going into this is super inflated, because the opponents that they played, their total win percentage of all the 7 opponents that they played was like 30%. So maybe not super indicative of
so they don't
their
play
skill.
everybody?
They don't play everybody. There's too many teams. There's like a god awful number of teams. There's like almost 30 of them, so they don't play everybody.
So like I know they were playing
The
Soul
format's
Dynasty.
very strange.
They played Soul Dynasty in the semifinals, and Soul Dynasty had a worse record, like significantly. Like, were they in the same division as like Excelsior and like Spitfire or something?
So
like,
there's two leagues. There's the like Atlantic and the Pacific. How they determine who they play, I have no idea. The format seems super convoluted, especially if you're only playing 7 games and then that's your record going into the playoffs. Some of these schedules were like ridiculous. Like some people, like Vancouver are playing like the tiddlywinks of the league and they go 7-0, and then the other teams like XL and the Soul Dynasty and stuff, they have like 4-3 records, and they're still making the playoffs. So I don't know the format. I haven't been following it as closely as season 1, but it seems like super convoluted. They added like way too many teams, and they're trying to already push playoffs after 7 games. That seems very stupid to me. But
I don't think that's correct. But
yeah,
moving on.
Anyway, I'll just mention this last one, GTA RP. So if you're familiar about a year to 6 months ago. It was super popular on Twitch, people role playing different characters, but this time it's back with a lot of big streamers, people like Summit, XQC, Moon, Tin the Tatman, Lyric, all the kind of big names are back onto the No Pixel server, along with a lot of the other ones like Buddha, Anthony Z, a couple other ones. But it's been entertaining to watch it again. I think Alec and I were talking, we'll give it like another 2 months before it dies again. But Buddha the other day was pulling, and he's not even like a super big streamer. Like all he really is known for is RP. He was pulling like 30k views. Yeah, so
he
it's
had
like a lot.
18k more than the doc, who was at the time playing. He was playing PUBG, but still, it's the doc. So
yeah. So it's back. Go watch it. Some of my recommendations: Buddha, Anthony Z. I like Moon.
I do enjoy watching.
I watched. Summit's okay. He's got an interesting character. But
Summit's voice changes a lot. With
he's got that voice changer. If you just go to Twitch and look at the GTA 5 category, you'll see all of them. They all have No Pixel in their title.
No Pixel streamers, and they show everyone who's a No Pixel streamer on the top, and then you can scroll down and they have non-No Pixel streamers, so you can kind of find a lot of GTA RP streamers if you want.
Some of the shit that happens is just fucking funny. I was watching Pokimane yesterday, and like the shit that was happening was just real ridiculous.
Is she on it now?
Yeah, she was playing. She's role playing as a French woman.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was her.
Oh, you were probably watching. Like she was Celine Lacroix or whatever.
Yeah, Moon. I think like tried to kill her or something.
Who's Moon's character?
He's Young Dab. He's the rapper with the.
Okay, yeah.
And so he actually has a SoundCloud that has like close to like 5,000 follows and like actual rap songs on there. It's like kind of ridiculous. So anyway,
is on there too, and he just plays a guy who's perpetually high. If you can't guess, so
pretty good,
pretty accurate.
It's entertaining, super entertaining.
Yeah, I like the GTA RP. So last bit, we've got some news. So Konosuba movie preview is out. Who wrote this one in?
I did. I saw it. There was no translations, but Reddit kind of translated it in the comments where it was posted. It was pretty funny. It ended with, or I guess it started. Union basically told Kazuma to have her children, and then he gives like a big grin at the camera. So that was pretty funny. It shows a lot of the characters, and then it ends with Megumin's little sister, who is voiced by. Kana from Dragon Maid, and she also voices the platelets in Cells at Work. And she's like, she says, "Dad, Megumin brought home a man." So it was pretty funny. I don't know what it's about. It has something to do with Megumin, but I don't necessarily know what it's going to be about. But I'll watch it.
I think it's her like shit. It's like a spin-off. There's like a spin-off light novel series with her or something.
Yeah. That's cool. It looked funny. It looked good.
Cells at Work season 2. Who put this one in here? That got announced.
I did. There was
a lot of season 2 announcements over the past week, really.
So there's Cells at Work season 2, ReZero season 2. ReZero is something that's very polarizing. Seeing as I almost dropped it halfway through because it was just fucking unbearable. But Alex said to keep watching. Alex said to keep watching, and I did finish it. And like I was like, okay, it's okay, but like I honestly was not a big fan of it.
I actually dropped it the first time I watched it, but then went back to it like a couple months later. But it was good.
The ending.
Guys, let's go fight a giant sky whale.
I like that he's not overpowered. It's nice. It's nice that he's not overpowered.
How is he not overpowered? He can't die.
That's not overpowered. He just sucks at everything. He dies like 1,000 times. How is that overpowered? That sounds like a curse, not a blessing. Jeez. It's like that movie, the big blockbuster that they have out where she keeps dying to the same murderer and then.
Birth
with Happy Death Day.
Happy Death
like
Day.
It
sounds
awful. Sounds like a terrible.
It's all like a Groundhog Day like type of thing.
I like it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, I don't know if we're gonna cover it because I don't know if everyone's gonna watch it.
But that hasn't stopped us with 5 headaches and Kakagurui.
Kakaguri is not bad. Though.
Kakaguri's good
Doesn't
though.
matter if it's bad or not. We're covering it and not everyone's watching it. That's my point.
Well, you just refuse to watch it though.
I don't have time to watch it, my guy.
Okay.
I have enough time.
I don't know if I have enough
All
time.
right. Everyone shitting on Madhouse for not doing No Game, No Life season.
Have you guys
2.
seen these memes? They're so good.
No, I haven't.
No,
Yeah, I haven't
like,
been on animes
honestly, No Game, No Life hasn't had a series in years, and like when Full Metal Panic came back for its 4th season, like that wasn't even the best, and I don't think they're gonna do a season 5 of it. So, like Kyoto Animation didn't even do the 4th season of Full Metal Panic. So
the
I don't
problem
think
with-
they're gonna like if No Game, No Life comes back, it's not gonna be Madhouse.
The problem with No Game No Life is that there's no source material. The guy who's writing it is the slowest like guy in the whole world. So they're not gonna animate something that there's no source material on. But people are like getting super upset about it. Also, people are blaming the legal issues. If you guys will remember, Jiburi, the like fairy character or however you want to describe her, the summoning circles, and I think we talked about this on the show even. The summoning circles that she used to conjure things were another artist's work. The artist sued Madhouse and they apologized and he dropped it. But people are still blaming that why there's no season 2. But there's just no source material. They're not going to animate anything when there's no source material.
And also
so.
the UN is going to block that from being a show as well. There's too many lollies in it.
Too many lollies. I was like, is that where you're going?
Last piece of news. Persona 5 The Royal is that P5R teaser that we got in the beginning of the year. So that was announced for PS4 after
the teaser, those bastards.
the Persona 5 the animation special episode. And so they said there will be more details on April 24th at the Persona Super Live concert. So I'm interested to see what this is because this doesn't seem like it's a remake of the game because it's been fairly like the game came out in 2016 in Japan, but 2017 in the US, in the West in general.
It's been 2 years already, huh?
Yeah. Like I don't know if like this is necessarily like the Persona 4 Golden type or Persona 3 Portable kind of like enhanced port, but it's on the same system obviously, and it seems like there's a completely new character that could be like the main protagonist. So I think it's like a separate like spin-off game.
It might be like I'm thinking like it might be like a resistance group that maybe behind the scenes trying to stop the Phantom Thieves. I think that would be interesting. What I really want though, because I want to replay the game, but I want the female protagonist. So if they remade it and just did the female protagonist, I'd be happy.
I think it's going to be just a female protagonist for this one.
That's I think so too.
That's what I heard.
A lot of people thought it was going to be a Switch and PC port. They will never put the game on PC, so get over that. They might port it to Switch, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be exclusive PS4.
It takes a long time to port stuff to Switch.
Yep.
Well, we'll see if it gets ported to Switch. Seeing that Joker is coming to
Right.
Smash Ultimate soon.
Smash.
That's why people thought it, but there's no way.
Yeah.
Atlas has been exclusive like DS, PSP, and PlayStation forever.
Well-
and the only thing that's on DS are the Q games.
Well, that's just Persona in general, but like the Shin Megami Tensei games jumped from PlayStation to Nintendo platforms in the recent years. So
Yeah.
there's
That's true, that's a
still
good point.
it's just basically not Microsoft.
For
So
Xbox.
yeah.
Rip.
to
Why even own an Xbox?
For Halo.
to finish up the episode, we've got 2 weeks left in this season. I want to say, right? 2 weeks left.
1 to 2 for some.
1 to
episodes,
2.
Yeah.
It just depends.
So like some of the finales are going to be next week, and then the week after are going to be the final ones. So we're going to have to sneak in a season preview for spring.
Yeah.
Somewhat in there.
All the trailers are out.
Maybe we should do a
out.
thing where we watch the trailers during the stream for some of the ones that we're considering watching. We'll just kind of go over
Yeah.
the list. We can pull up the Annie chart and like kind of look through everything, see what we want to watch, and then kind of go from there.
Sounds
Cool.
good to me.
Yeah,
All right.
there's some interesting shows.
Cool.
I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm gonna take a look this week.
Yeah, we'll have to watch some of the trailers. I watched that that Fairy Gone one, and that was weird. But yeah, anyways, yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, as always, this was episode 91 of the Anime on Draft podcast. I just realized I'd never announced who we were, but I'm Rolando, joined by Drew, Alec, and Mark. Say hi again, guys.
Hello.
And
Hi again, guys.
so our WordPress is animeondraft.wordpress.com. You can find everything related to our podcast there. All the links to our social media and our iTunes. We are also on Spotify, and we are uploading our VODs to YouTube as well. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/animeondraft. If you are watching us right now, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Our Twitter is @animeondraft. Mark is handling that, and our Instagram, which is Anime on Draft Podcast. So if you want to DM him there, comment, send a like, a follow. Those are all appreciated. And then we are also on all podcast services that are Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. So those aren't all of them, but all of those ones.
Yeah. Grab yourself a
ones.
Modern Times Fruitland.
Yes,
Do it.
pretty solid.
Pretty good.
It's good stuff.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
right.
let me cue up the music, and we will be out.
See you next
All right.
week.
See ya. Bye.